I'm not even gonna say anything about part two yet, because that's when I'm just like I was so done. So Thiz, I'm gonna let you go ahead and take it away.
Well, it's I don't know. It gonna sound a little bit like a party pooper, which is what I'm pretty good at doing. But it's all ridiculous to me. Um,
Hey Afro.
they hello they ask the exact same question the exact same way to each politician when they've done very little to educate the populace, to make sure that real reporting has been done about what the Republican Party leadership has been doing in a concentrated effort across the country, uh, in Washington, right? Like a lot of people still don't understand what happened leading up to January 6th. So they think January 6th is just an event of that day and not a well orchestrated plan resulting in a coup, which of course the court system is helping keep Jack Smith from being able to bring that case uh, in time. So now we're not going to see that. And the Supreme Court, whatever. But she's asking this person, Ted Cruz, will you agree to accept the winner no matter who wins? You know that they will never answer that question. So you ask it. Cool. I often say, turn the lights on, make them lie to you. But the way you asked it, it wasn't serious, right? So when he comes back, because what Ted is really good at doing, he's actually a very accomplished debater. He comes back and he just plays rhetorical fetch with you. You know, look over here, look over there, look over here. Well, you missed this word. So now it's a whole other thing. Oh, I don't want to answer your question. So instead, I'm going to ask you a question and then blame you for not answering my question. It's bonkers. And Caitlin did a great job. She's a lot better than she was the first time she interviewed Donald Trump when she got ate alive on TV. Um, she's been doing a very good job. Her and George Stephanopoulos are like the only two I can honestly say are really making these people squirm. But yeah, I just it's like whatever, you know. He was able to, for the people he's talking to, which is not her audience, he was able to do exactly what he wanted to do. He can look obstinate and aggressive, and that's all he needed to do. And he just would dance back and forth with, well, you said there's no fraud. She never said there was zero fraud, but he twisted the statement just enough to completely open the door for a new path. And then that's where he stayed because he's very smart. He's crafty like that. And I'm like, look, Caitlin could have came back and been like, okay, let's back up. Maybe I wasn't clear enough. There wasn't enough fraud to impact the election outcome, but there was certainly some documented fraud. And when I look at the numbers here, I had my research team look at it, and 95% of the documented fraud cases in the 2020 election were by registered Republicans. What are we doing? What do you propose to do to stop Republicans from committing voter fraud?
Where's your documentation? I want to see what you're talking about. I have no
Because they
idea.
just say deep state and all that other good stuff. Yeah.
Anyway, hello, Afra. How are you doing? Tracy is in the house. Say, play the clip where Ted is answering the phone for Trump after he called Cruz's wife.
Yeah, Ted has no credibility at all, and he's been called out for that so many times for being just is the word I'm not going to use, but he's been called out for that so many times. He has no shame. These
No,
Republicans that are playing at this level, they have no shame. They're all about money and access. Period. I mean, look at the clown car of, I don't know if we're going to cover this later, but the clown car of vice presidential wannabes, right? So these guys have no shame. None.
no, no, absolutely not. And the fraud was in favor of Trump, which is what this was coming across. Parker, no Senate Democrat did no. The Senate Democrats did not even object after the 2000 election. Some House Democrats, including Jesse Jackson, objected to the results, but no senator signed on with them. And but the funny thing about that, Parker, and I totally agree with what you're saying, is again, he's playing that zero though. But you're saying no Democrat, even if a few did, so it still was not on the scale of what y'all did. It was just, it's not. It wasn't. It wasn't a talking point every time a microphone was stuck in your face. On the radio, on television, you had ass out. It was never, ever on that scale. And that's what she was trying to get through to your head. But never mind. It did get through your head. You just don't care. Because that's not what you want to talk about. You're trying to downplay it. So, yeah. So it's not like you don't know. And Tracy, I know exactly what you called Cruz's wife ugly. I mean, it's no Cruz. This is the same guy who hundreds of thousands of houses power went out during one of the worst snowstorms that Texas have ever had. And this dude got caught fit to get on a plane with him, his wife, and his kids to go to Cancun. And the minute that he got caught, what's the first thing out of his mouth? Blame the kids.
Now, here's the beautiful thing about that right there. Ted Cruz blamed his kids. Justice Alito blames his wife. Justice Thomas blames his wife. These guys would just blame somebody else in the family and keep it going.